Download a shiny app, tap your screen, and watch the cash roll in. In reality, the return on those shortcuts is exactly zero. The truth is, building a legitimate online business usually requires a laptop. For most beginners, that 50,000 rupee entry ticket is a massive capital barrier that stops them before they ever start. However, a smartphone runs the same communication and management software as a professional workstation. When you shift the device from a tool for consumption into a production terminal, you unlock business models that don't depend on expensive hardware. Look at this trade-off. On the left, a traditional setup requires heavy upfront capital. On the right, operating entirely from mobile costs nothing, but you pay with high workflow friction. To succeed, you must master mobile-specific workflows and leverage skills that don't require keyboards. This is not a shortcut. It is a calculated exchange where you trade the cost of hardware for intense sweat equity. There are 12 distinct mobile workflows used by entrepreneurs today to build income streams, but attempting to master even a few of them simultaneously is a primary cause of failure. Precision is the only way this works. You have to select the one specific method that aligns with your current skills, your available capital, and your personal temperament. We are going to cut through the noise and filter these 12 methods into 3 strategic buckets to find your exact match. To evaluate these business models properly, we need to grade them against 2 metrics. This horizontal axis measures time to first income, literally how fast a specific job puts the first rupee into your pocket. The vertical axis measures long-term scalability. This determines if your income can grow without demanding more of your physical hours. Understanding exactly where a hustle falls on this chart is how you set realistic expectations and avoid burning out in the first month. Bucket 1 is for the hustle-ready beginner. This includes virtual assisting, social media management, and content writing. It targets those with ample time but zero capital. The process involves using basic apps to organize calendars or draft copy, while spending hours pitching your services to clients through direct outreach. This works because of geo-arbitrage. Clients in high-cost markets like New York often pay $25 an hour for an assistant. An Indian virtual assistant can perform that same work for a fraction of that cost, saving the client money while earning a high local rate. This is a global standard. Top-tier professionals and authors rely on remote assistants to manage their high-value time. These jobs populate the bottom right quadrant. Because you don't need a pre-existing audience to land a client, this is the fastest possible path to a paycheck. The trade-off is a cap on your scalability. You only have 24 hours in a day, meaning your income is eventually limited by your physical time. It is an active grind. To raise that ceiling, you must specialize. A writer focused specifically on geopolitics or finance can command premium rates that generalists never see. B2B services are the ultimate cash flow generators for those willing to trade their time for immediate money. Bucket 2 is for the strategic optimizer. This covers drop servicing, drop shipping, and mobile affiliate marketing. It is built for people who prefer designing systems and managing scale. In drop servicing, you aren't doing the technical work on your phone. You find a client who needs a website, hire a developer to build it, and your job is strictly to act as the project manager. This provides high profit margins without requiring technical skills, but you absorb all the quality control risk. If a freelancer misses a deadline, the client looks to you for the solution. For dropshipping and affiliate models, your primary input is building product funnels through social media content, avoiding the need to code a dedicated website. On the chart, Bucket 2 sits in the upper right. Because overhead is low and the reach is global, the potential for scale is immense. The cost of that scale is instability. These models are highly reliant on algorithm shifts, requiring a relentless stream of content to keep traffic moving through your funnels. Digital arbitrage is for those who excel at project management and systems rather than technical execution. Bucket 3 is for the skilled specialist. This includes online coaching, ebooks, and mobile videography. It targets people who already possess deep offline expertise. The input is packaging your existing knowledge, whether it's mathematics or fitness, into digital formats like Zoom coaching sessions or Kindle ebooks. This bucket owns the upper left of the chart. These are high-leverage assets that can sell to thousands of people simultaneously while you sleep. The downside is the slow start. Building the trust and authority required to sell these assets requires months of upfront work before the income begins. Mobile videography is the outlier here. You leverage your phone's camera to meet the massive demand for vertical wedding and event reels. Unlike passive ebooks, this is physical execution. It requires working weekends and performing under real-time pressure to capture the right moments. Bucket 3 is for specialists willing to delay immediate payment in exchange for massive long-term scale. A smartphone provides more than enough processing power to manage a business, but the interface itself is designed for distraction. Succeeding with a mobile-only setup requires a disciplined, singular focus. This decision tree maps out exactly where you need to start. If you have zero capital and need cash this month, follow the path to Bucket 1. Trade your time for money until you can afford to upgrade your hardware. If you already know a subject deeply, follow the path to Bucket 3 to package your expertise globally. Prefer organizing systems over technical work? Follow the path to Bucket 2. Any of these methods can generate a high income, but self-awareness is the absolute prerequisite to making them work. Trying to execute across multiple buckets at once will split your attention and result in zero progress. Pick the single path on the decision tree that matches your current reality and commit to it. Then, eliminate the friction that causes failure. Delete the distraction apps eating your attention. Clear your digital workspace. A mobile phone is no longer a valid excuse for inaction. It is time to execute.